Let's derive the quadratic formula. So this right here is the quadratic formula, and we're going to derive it from its standard form. So we know that ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. That's the standard form. And what we're going to do to derive this formula is we're first going to complete the square, then we'll solve for x. The reason why we want to make it into the vertex form, which is by completing the square, is because when you have it in vertex form, it's much easier to isolate for x. Like in standard form, you see this 2x term, this is going to make it very hard to isolate that x. So let's begin. So our first step, I'm just going to move the c to the other side. So we have ax squared plus bx equals negative c. I subtracted c on both sides. Now I'm going to divide both sides by a, because the a is like a constant term, and I kind of want to isolate for that x. So I'll split the fraction, which becomes ax squared over a plus b over a times x, which equals negative c over a. Now these a cancels out, leaving us just x squared plus b over a times x, which equals negative c over a. And perhaps you might have seen this thing called b over 2 and squaring the whole thing. This is called the magic number, and we use it when we're completing the square. So in this case, our b term is basically b over a. This is the b term here, you see? And now half of b, we're just going to divide by 2. So this becomes b over 2a. And now we just need to square it. So that becomes b squared over 4a squared. So now we have x squared plus b over a times x plus b squared over 4a squared minus b squared over 4a squared, which equals negative c over a. Notice that I'm not changing anything, because if you simply add these two up, they basically just cancel out. So I'm not changing anything here. Now what I'm going to do is I'll move this to the other side. So now we have x squared plus b over a times x plus b squared over 4a squared, which equals b squared over 4a squared minus c over a. This became positive because we took it to the other side. Now I'm just going to get rid of some stuff here, and I'll simply move this up. So from this point, I'm just going to add these two up. So I'll find common denominator, so I'll multiply this by 4a over 4a. I'm not changing anything, I'm just finding common denominator. Because here, if I times this by 4, I'll get 4a, and if I times it by a again, I'll get a squared. So this side stays the same, x squared plus b over a times x plus b squared over 4a squared, which equals b squared over 4a squared minus, so c times 4a, which just 4ac over 4a squared. So we have x squared plus b over a times x plus b squared over 4a squared, which gives b squared minus 4ac, and the bottom we simply just combine the denominator here, which gives 4a squared. And if you don't notice, this right here is a perfect square trinomial because we just completed the square. What we're going to do to factor is basically we're going to take the square root on the a term and also on the c term. So if I take a square root of x squared, we get just x plus, and if you take the square root of the c term, so if you take square root here, so we know that square root of b squared here, that'll give us b, and then square root of this, that'll give us 4a squared, that'll just give us 2a. And now here we squared the whole thing. That's how you factor a perfect square trinomial, which equals b squared minus 4ac over 4a squared. Now I'm going to take the square root on both sides. And whenever we take the square root, we have to put this plus and minus here. So the square and the square root cancels out. Now we just have x plus b over 2a plus or minus, and this one here I could simply just separate the square root here, because square root of a over b is simply just square root of a over square root b. I'll use that rule to separate that. So we have square root of b squared minus 4ac, aha, now it looks similar, over, and square root of 4a squared, that'll just be 2a. Now I'm going to move this to the other side. So we have x is equal to negative b over 2a plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Notice that the denominator are the same, so I can simply just combine it. Therefore, we have x equals negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. And that's how you derive the quadratic formula. Your first step is to complete the square and then isolate for x.